4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seat. It's about to go green.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into tonight's race here from the beautiful, now fictional, Auto Club Speedway out here in California. Jesse Becker on the call with you as always for the Stars and Stripes Racing League, as we've got the Golden State 200 on tap. Glad to have you all with us for this one. I just did a race last night here at good old Auto Club. If you watched that, give me a hell yeah in the chat. I had the worst race of my life, I'm pretty sure, last night. So hopefully we've got a good showing here tonight as we look into victory lane there. Somebody is ready to try to park their car right there tonight. Who's it gonna be? Could it be the GOAT Scott Rickard? Could it be the Spider-Man himself, Kyle McCoy? Could it even be Blake Hutchinson? All right, now I'm talking crazy. Regardless, folks, it's time to get down towards trackside. Let's do it, baby. Let's go trackside. Chad White, you see him there on your screen in the HMS TV machine in that 36. He gets the first time on the board. Will he be the fastest, though? That's a whole other question. The driver out of Loudon, Tennessee. Quickest for now. He's even ahead of Scott Rickard and Will Bustler. He's pulling it off. He says, man, that second lap ain't worth nothing. I'm going to pull her off. Call it quits. Will Bustler out of Virginia making his qualifying attempt. But the man right here in the Little Debbie machine, a 21, Ross Tatum, takes the top spot for now with a 40.72. Oh boy, we've got a mistake with the session. That's what's going on here. That's why Chad parked it. That's why a lot of people are parking it here, is because there's only one qualifying lap. So you better hope you can get a good one in, because you only got one chance. Tom Ogle starting his attempt now. What do we got going on? We got the Sunny D machine back out once again. Driver out of Worcester, Ohio. We know he loves to drink some seltzers. What can he do here on his first and only lap? Blake says 1 lap qualifying. He would have set the quick time lap too. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we'll never know if you would have or not. Tom Ogle crossing the line. What's it gonna be? Does he have the quick time? No. Good enough for 5th. Griffin Salyer, your new quick time. The sponsorless mystery man, Jason Gratton. He's on his hot lap right now. Glad to see you fixed your technological issues there, Roy. Glad to have you with us. 16 people tuned in already for qualifying. That's incredible. Go ahead and hit that like button for us if you haven't done it yet. Hit that subscribe button. It means the world. Jason Gratton crossing the stripe. What's it gonna be for the 46? Good enough for 8th. Brian Lynch, one of the 2 Lynch brothers. Not to be confused with the man bottom of your board in the 3, Ryan Lynch. Not related. 24 crosses a stripe with a bad fast time. Good enough for 16th. Let's watch good old Josh Grattan here in the Nesquik machine. Hillsboro, Missouri, I believe is MO, unless I am absolutely dumb. He's going to cross the stripe with no time for the 8. Not sure if he got in the wall or something, or if I'm missing something. Zach Kreitz, though, in that Red Bull number 9 gets second fastest time on the board. Good run for the driver out of Denver. And then 25, Nate Lynch crossing the stripe. Just kidding, he ran out of time. No qualifying lap for the 25 of Nate Lynch. Griffin Salyer, it is official. He gets the pole position here tonight. I gotta say, there's some beef between Blake Hutchinson and the Salyers. Blake was saying he's gonna try to find one of them and dump them tonight. So we'll see if that actually happens. Chevy Payton in the chat, they had to take 100 horsepower off of Blake's car to stop him from lapping the field. You're 100% correct. We had that thing cheated up like it was Tyler Reddick's car. They actually caught us, though. Part of the problem was we didn't win a millions of dollar lawsuit. But nonetheless, I get to say it every Tuesday and some other nights of the week too. But folks, it is time for some of the greatest words in motorsports. It's time for your HMS TV starting lineup. What are we gonna listen to for the starting lineup? Let's go to this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time to see where these drivers are lining up here tonight. On your front row in the pole position, it's going to be the 2 of Griffin Salyer. To his outside, it's going to be the 9 Red Bull machine of Zach Kreitz. Row number 2 brings you the 21 of Ross Tatum, as well as the 5 of Trey Jackson. Row number 3, the 23 of Dylan Grimm starts on the inside with the 11 of Tom Ogle to his outside. Row number 4's got the 36 of Chad White starting next to the 1 of Will Bussler. Row number 5 brings you the 46 Jason Grattan on the inside, the 7 Kyle McCoy in the Fallout 4 machine on the outside. Row number 6 has the GOAT Scott Ricker in the 05 next to the 44 Pepsi machine of Kyle Bowling. Row number 7, the 34 Logan Festitian starts next to the 35 of Blake Hutchinson. All HMS TV row there. Row number 8 has the 81 Sam Siegel next to the 37 of Bryce Barfield. Row number 9, the 24 Brian Lynch next to the 39 of Doug Pierce. Row number 10, JT Tigger starts next to Ben Shepard in the 69. Row number 11, the 17 William Duff next to the 3 of Ryan Lynch. Row number 12, the 03 TJ Crampton starts next to the 18 of Gavin Salyer. Row 13 is the 25 and 8 Lynch, the 77 of Larry Griffin. Row 14, the 78 of Brian Pishimi and Marshall Harris. And the final row, row 15, has the 8 of Jason Grattan. And we pause the music before the drop because we're just evil like that. And we get ready to drop the hammer for the first time tonight. Into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag is out from Auto Club in the Golden State 200. Let's freaking go. Griffin Salyer with a great jump. He's going to lead the way into turn 1. No surprise there. Side by side. Back behind for 2nd and 4th. We'll see if these drivers get it settled out. We got a big old wide track here. Plenty of opportunity to go 3, if not 4 wide. There was plenty of times that I got stuck 4 wide last night in the next gens. We're going to see if these guys are that brave in the Xfinity cars. We'll just have to wait and see. They're side by side for the lead already. Ross Tatum going to take it over. Tatum leads lap number 1. Already some folks moving through the field. JT Tinker down 5 spots already. He's slipping back. Several people up 2 spots, including the man in the lead, Ross Tatum. I mean, look at the Hornet's Nest farther back. It's actually in front of this group a little bit. Logan Petitian's up here in this Hornet's Nest. Will Bustler, Chad White, Scott Rickard 3 wide. Action happening here. Nobody's junked it yet. We're 3 laps into this thing. Everything's looking all right so far. Scott Rickard up 2 spots. Logan Petitian up 2 spots. Chad White's falling back. He's down 3. See if Chad can turn it around. Connor Gerard, sharpest eyes in the business. Yes, there is a new thing that you see, and it'll keep popping up throughout the night. Just got released today, kind of testing it out here on my stream just to make sure it works correctly. Shout out to the Collateral Damage Sports Network for that. They make some great plugins. Right now, it's getting spicy here towards the front. Ross Tatum leads the way, but Zach Kreitz here in second, right there in the middle of your screen, has the quickest lap time so far. We'll see if anybody else beats it, but we show it here on the right side of your screen. Zach Kreitz, 40.90, quickest on the board. Like I said, we'll keep watching to see if anyone beats that time, but it's close up here because Ross Tatum's leading the way. He was only 1/100th off. So it's not like Kreitz is crazy fast compared to everybody else, but he's definitely showing some speed. We go back to the GOAT, Scott Rickard here in the 05. He's making some ground up here early. He's up 3 spots. Trying to make his way forward. Must have had a poor qualifying effort that he's trying to rebound from. But look here in 4th. It's Jason Gratton. He's up 5 spots from where he started. It's only been 6 laps. The 46 has been on the move, folks. Cracked to the top 5 here early. You can see it there on the left-hand side of your screen. The positions moved. Chad White now down 5 spots. Brian Pashimi towards the back. He's up 7. He's going to be your biggest mover right now. Your hard charger, as they say, is Brian Pashimi here in the 78. He's battling Brian Lynch right now in that 24. They're side by side coming out of the corner. Hard racing. The 78 spec map makes his car look like it's dusty. See if that can get fixed at some point. Hopping back up towards the front, Dylan Grimm making his way forward. Actually, he's exactly where he started. He's now back in the 5th position. I believe he just got by the one of Will Bustler. That number 23 Columbia machine is actually looking pretty sharp, I must say. I know it's early, it's only lap 7, but it might be as good a time as ever to see if we can get the Juicy Spider drone cam connected here. Let's see if we can get a shot of that 23. We've got a bit of a connection. Let's see here. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that thing. That is a sharp ride for sure. Juicy Spider drone cam bringing us some great shots of this 23. I love the gold. Absolutely incredible looking machine here. Now Juicy Spider Drunken Spider, the pilot of the drone, he's been making an effort to find his way into as many cars as he can. So we're going to have to see if that returns here tonight. But for now, it seems like he's going to behave. Got some good battles all throughout the field. Let's check out the top 3 battle board. 26th position is going to be our best battle on the track right now. That was Nate Lynch and Larry Griffin, the third, dueling it out. Larry Griffin is going to give the spot up, at least for now, but look at that. He's going to battle back. Look to the inside of the 25. We got a good battle up here between some teammates here in 13th. Chad White, Bryce Barfield dueling it out. Bryce on the move forward. He's up 3. Chad White slipping back. He is down 7. Although we are 10 laps into this thing, Ross Tatum continuing to make it look easy, leading the way, but Griffin Sawyer hasn't fallen too far back. He's actually battling back a little bit. Show it there on the right side of your screen, the interval between Ross Tatum and Griffin Sawyer. JT Tinker, the 93 in pit lane already. We saw that pop up on the bottom left side of the screen. And a pass for the lead. Griffin Sawyer, new leader, manages to get by the 21 Ross Tatum. See if Ross Tatum fights back or if he's going to let Griffin have his moment here in that number 2 Carhartt machine. Looks like Ross Tatum going to give him his space. Kyle McCoy back here in that 7. He's trying to get by the 11 of Tom Ogle, not able to do it. Ogle up to the high lane. I gotta say, in the next gen cars last night, the high lane was the place to live. If you tried the low line, you definitely had to absolutely send it and slide job the person you're trying to pass, otherwise you couldn't get a pass done. So it definitely made for some interesting racing. It's something I had to definitely get used to doing, was sending it down the bottom, slide jobbing my way past people. We go back up towards the front, battle for second. Bro and Ross Tatum, Zach Kreitz about to duel here at Auto Club. Kreitz sliding up the track a little bit. Ross Tatum giving him room. Looked like that 9 car might have got a little bit tight there going through the corner. Good battle right now, within 5/100ths of a second between these 2 cars. Heading down into turn 1. Kreitz has the pass done for now. Tatum going to have the momentum on the outside. Watch that interval close up. Pass made once again for the 21. Will the 9 of Kreitz try again? Look out, the 46 of Grattan. Oh, the 21 of Tatum goes for the lead. Griffin Sawyer going to have the momentum on the outside. This battle's not done yet. Tatum still a nose ahead. Crossed the line. I think Griffin Sawyer led that one. Good battle here to begin this race. Good stuff. We got 4 cars, 5 cars here within a blanket. I'm sorry, you could throw a blanket on top of them. Are we about to go 3 wide potentially for the lead here? It looked like for a second Zach Kreitz was thinking about it. Griffin Sawyer takes the lead back over. Ross Tatum to the inside. Barn burner of a duel happening back in P8 right now between Will Bustler, Kyle McCoy, Scott Rickard, all fighting it out. course, we got to keep our eye up here at the front of the field because it is getting crazy. Yeah, we've got a moment I think we can take a peep back here. Scott Rickard, Will Bustler go side by side. Rickard takes the 9th spot. Ogle sitting here in 8th. Giving Kyle McCoy basically a shove down the straightaway there. Look at Zach Kreitz up into 2nd here. Potentially thinking about trying for the lead. Let's go ahead and take a look at your fastest over the last 5 laps. It's going to be Josh Gratton, actually, back in 13th is your quickest. I think that position is off a little bit. Josh Gratton's back in... Oh, sorry. It's Bryce Barfield in 13th. Is the quickest over the last 5 laps, tied with Kyle McCoy and Chad White. So, Trey Jackson looking like he might have a shot to get towards the front. He's running in 6th, but the battle for the lead continues. Zach Kreitz, Griffin Salyer throwing haymakers. It's been a fun battle to watch here for the lead. Only 18 laps in, and we've already had several lead changes. Zach Kreitz takes it over now. Griffin Salyer to the high lane. 23, Dylan Grimm. He's gotten by Ross Tatum. He's trying to fight for 2nd now. Tatum gets the momentum, though, on the top lane. Takes 3rd back. Griffin Salyer to the lead on the bottom. Connor in the chat. Everybody's throwing hands up front. You are not lying. This is fun to watch up here early. Zach Kreitz going to look to the bottom now. He's going to take the lead back over. As we take a look on board Griffin Salyer's machine here. He's going to dive down to the bottom, take the lead over. I think it's switched every straightaway for the last several laps. Lap number 20 of 100 is in the books. As we're making our way through this race, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. You're not going to miss a moment of the action. We're going to go HMS TV side by side.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, back live with you here in the Golden State 200 in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And folks, cut the music, because we've got a new contender in the front, and he's looking to the bottom as we speak. Kyle McCoy in the 7 has found his way to the front. Up 9 spots from where he started. McCoy is flown through the field. Griffin Salyer, though, not ready to give the lead up just yet. Across the stripe, it's going to be Griffin Salyer lead in the way. But don't look now. Kyle McCoy has the top lane, which could be an advantage at this point. Zach Kreitz, Jason Grant, and Ross Tatum round out your current top 5. As we show it here on the tower, your current top 5 is McCoy, Salyer, Grattan, Tatum, and Grimm. And folks, we got some pit announcements happening. The 34, Logan Peschishin, Kannapolis, North Carolina, coming to pit lane a little bit early for Logan Peschishin. We'll see how the strategy call works out. But I feel like a lot of these drivers are going to be waiting a little bit longer. I believe my sources have let me know that this is going to be a 2-stop race at minimum on fuel. So you might see a lot of these guys kind of split the run up and pit at 33 and 66. Just to have just to keep even tire wear. Was some of the conversation I heard in the garage before the race. Gavin Salyer, Blake Hutchinson duking it out right now. Blake Hutchinson makes the pass. He's up to 15th. I think that might be a career high. Driver out of Murfreesboro, Illinois is absolutely locked in right now. Let's ride on board. See the 34 Logan Peschishin getting by him there on the fresh tires. Bryce Barfield heading in the pit lane. But Kyle McCoy leads the way. He's probably the first person I've seen up here actually been able to grow a bit of a margin here at the front of the field. Griffin Salyer, Jason Grattan, though, having a decent little bit of a scrap for second, but Griffin Salyer pretty securely in that spot for the moment. Ben Shepard, TJ Crampton duking it out. Ben Shepard gonna try to woe that machine down and head to pit lane as Blake Hutchinson does the same. Several trucks, what am I talking about? Several cars down pit lane here. Scott Rickard looking underneath the 11 of Tom Ogle here in the turn 3. This is going to be for 6th. Rickard going to get that pass done fairly easily. Looks like Ogle might try to battle back with the momentum from the top side, but we'll see. Like 3 cars in front of him just hit the outside wall, it looked like. No harm, no foul. Zach Kreitz hits pit lane. Love the sound of these cars flying by. We take a look at your hard chargers one more time because Brian Pashimi is making moves, folks. He is up to 10th now. Started in 27th, has made his way into the top 10. Josh Grattan not too shabby. He's up 15 spots. Gavin Salyer up 12. TJ Crampton up 10, Kyle McCoy up 9. When will these guys near the front of the field come down pit lane? 20th on back has already hit pit lane for their stops. Nate Lynch, kind of your battle for last winner right now. Farthest back in the field yet to pit is the 25. Kyle McCoy continues to lead the way, though. Jason Gratton kind of actually reeling him in a little bit. The 46 of Gratton making up a little bit of ground. We can show you the interval here. 0.3 of a second. The gap from first to second. McCoy looks to build that gap a little bit more as Jason Gratton goes to pit lane. It's going to let Griffin Salyer take over that second spot. Tom Ogle, Ross Tatum, Scott Rickard round out your current top 5. Lots of pit stops happening this lap. You got Jason Gratton, Dylan Grimm, Josh Gratton, Larry Griffin, Ryan Lynch, Brian Lynch all on pit lane right here, right now. Question remains, when will everybody pit? Out of the drivers that have already made their stops, the 37 of Bryce Barfield is the quote-unquote leader of that group. He's got the 34 Logan Festchician right behind him. The 36 of Chad White not far behind. Hutchinson Motorsports teammates there. We take a look at Hutchinson Motorsports overall. Logan Festchician, Chad White 15th and 16th. Blake Hutchinson currently back in 20th. Folks, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. 38 people watching. Drunken Spider asks what happened to Blake. I stepped away for a second. All he did was come to pit road, man. He's fine. Nothing wrong with the 35. He didn't junk it or nothing. We would have definitely shown you that if he had junked it. But he seems to be just fine. What you're looking at here right now is your top 11 have not come down pit lane yet here on lap 36. Abigail Rife in the chat. How can Blake do this battle on his own channel? What a shame. Still the best channel though. Subscribe and like. You know, you got a good point. How is he this bad? It's kind of crazy. Trey Jackson, the 5, hits pit lane. That makes the count 10 cars remain on the track that have not hit pit lane. Bit of a battle brewing between some cars that did hit pit lane. Zach Kreitz, Jason Gratton dueling it out right now for what is essentially 4th, basically. And we're getting a lot of calls about people coming to pit lane. So this might be a busy lap here. Kyle McCoy going to give the lead up, come to pit lane. Tom Ogle, Will Bustler heading down. So Kyle McCoy, after building a pretty good sized lead, he's going to give it up. It's going to allow the two of Griffin Salyer are going to take the lead over. The driver simply out of Ohio. No further clarification needed. He's going to pit now. Now only your top 3 on the track have yet to pit. You see 2 of them there, Brian Pashimi and Ross Tatum. But your new leader is going to be the GOAT in the 05, Scott Rickard. Look out, Scott, getting blown by the guys on the fresh tires, making it look easy. You got the 69 of Ben Shepherd and the 35 of Blake Hutchinson battling it out here for 12th. Ben Shepherd out of Boise, Idaho, up 8 spots from where he started. It's going to be more once pit stops occur. Or once pit stops finish occurring, I should say. Brian Pashimi takes the lead over Scott Rickard. It's pit lane. And we're just 2 cars away from having completed a pit cycle here. As we take a look, pit stop stats here. Your top 3 yet to stop. Well, Scott Rickard's in pit lane now, so he's going to have his stuff's going to update. Bryce Barfield leading the way out of the cars that have come down pit lane. Chad White, Scott Rickard, or Chad White, Jason Gratton, Logan Peschishin, Zach Kreitz kind of round that group out. Uh-oh, Blake Hutchinson. What's going on? He's back in pit lane. What has happened to the 35? Is his car junk? What happened? Not sure at all what happened to Blake Hutchinson here. Let's see if we can rewind and see anything. 35 slow here in this shot already. Let's rewind a little bit, see if something happened specifically. Did he lose it here? Oh no. 69 of Ben Shepherd, some contact. Oh! That explains why Blake's down pit lane. Got into the wall a little bit there. He's got to fix that thing back up. Unfortunate situation for Blake there. You're not watching the World America Cup Series, as the ticker's telling you. You're watching the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Let's fix that. Brian Pashimi finally down pit lane. After what felt like eons. Ross Tatum, though, he's still being stubborn. I don't know if he's trying to save enough fuel to make it on a one-stop. You know, I didn't think they'd be able to make it 43 laps, to be completely honest with you. But here we are. He's still staying out. Does the 21 come down pit lane this time? It does look like he will. Ross Tatum heads down pit lane. That's going to let the 46 of Jason Gratton take the lead over the sponsorless 46 machine here. Trying to get noticed. Let's see if we can get the Juicy Spider drone connected to this 46 car. Maybe see what in the world, where we can put a couple logos on it here. I mean, all black's a pretty sharp look, but there's all kinds of space here for HMS TV logos. That's all I'm seeing. As I mentioned, Drunken Spider been showing off his talents at getting into the... Oh no, here he goes. He's going for it again. Look out, Jason. Oh God, he's... Yep. Oh nope. Yep. Not good. Yep. There he goes. Sorry, Jason. You can send the bill to Juicy Spider for any damages from that drone. I think that's about drone number 5 this week. Blake in the chat saying, heaven forbid a guy lift halfway through the race. You know, no lifting, bud. That's a ridiculous idea. I don't know what you were thinking. Folks, we've not had a single caution here tonight. It's been clean and green, 46 laps. 46 is a good number. It's the number there on the leader, Jason Gratton. We go back a little bit. Bryce Barfield, Chad White, dueling it out a little bit here. Bryce continues to hold on to that spot. He's up 13 spots from where he started. Currently in the third spot. Started back there in 16th, so he's had to make his way forward, and he's done a good job here so far. Good run for the 37. As we take a look from up in the stands, it's been a good night here at Auto Club. Logan Pesch and Trey Jackson duking it out for 6th. Looks like Trey Jackson can cover that spot up. Logan's just smacking into the wall. What are you doing there, bud? Go back a little bit farther. Zach Kreitz, Kyle Bowling having a battle for the 9th spot. Bowling's been a bit quiet here tonight in the 44. We ain't talked about him a whole lot. But he's having a solid run. Currently sitting in the 9th spot, just inside the top 10. Folks, it is clean and green in Jason Gratton's lead. Well, folks, it's up over 2 seconds on the rest of the field. So the 46 has done something right here after the first set of pit stops. But as we are about to hit halfway, we're going to go ahead and step aside, take a quick little break. Don't go anywhere because we're going HMS TV side by side once again. You won't miss a moment of the action. Stay tuned.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is the world's #1 streaming service. From over-the-top calls to electrifying action, we bring it all to the table.
The whole field's chunking it. It's a drag race to the checkered flag in the air. Justin Thompson wins the Harpoon Design 500.
But the action doesn't just stop when the stream ends. Whether you're looking for a broadcaster or looking to secure your spot in our next special event, the best way to get a hold of us, and the only way to enter our exclusive events, is to join the HMS TV Discord server.
Don't get left on the trailer. What are you waiting for? Join the Hutchison Motorsports TV Discord community today by scanning the QR code shown on your screen. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back live here from the Stars and Stripes Racing League. We got the Golden State 200 underway. Jason Gratton leads the way, started in 9th, found his way to 1st. And as you can see there, bottom of your screen, 11 laps led for the 46, and he's looking to add to the total. But don't look now, because he's got Kyle McCoy right hot on his tail. Nonetheless, while we're waiting for this second pit cycle to kick off, figured I would give a little bit of a recap on the current point standings here through 7 races. Current points leader Scott Rickard, he's sitting back here tonight in 9th, not having the best run to Scott Rickard's standards. I mean, through 7 races, he's finished in the top 5 6 times. Right now, he's on the outside looking in back in 9th. He's finished top 10 every single race, so he's still on track for that. So he's got that to look forward to. The man right behind him in the 44, though, Kyle Bowling, he's the one who sits second in the points now. Bowling passed Kyle McCoy for the 2nd spot. After iRacing Super Speedway last week, Bowling's stats very similar to Rickard's, with 1 less top 5 and 1 less top 10 for the 44. And folks, through 7 races, Kyle Bowling has only had 6 incidents. He's had less incidents than he's had races this season. So, incredible stuff from the driver of that 44. We'll see if he keeps it going. Now on your screen, the 7 of Kyle McCoy running second here tonight, and that's where he was in the standings up until last week, now sitting in the 3rd spot. 3 wins on the season already for McCoy. Unfortunately, decided to break the Spider-Man scheme out last week and broke the hot streak. The Spider-Man scheme had been undefeated. That is no longer the case. Unfortunate for the 7 of McCoy. 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s on the season for McCoy. Not too bad of a run. Kind of a surprise, though. Up 2 spots last week. Now up into 4th in the standings. The man in your screen there, the 36th HMS TV team driver, Chad White. The Loudon, Tennessee driver with a win already on the season. Am I tripping? Was that last week? That was last week. Chad won at iRacing Super Speedway. Man, this stuff all just kind of blurs together. I'd almost already forgot that he got the win last week. But just goes to show how much I pay attention. But Chad with the 1 win, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Good enough to make his way into the 4th spot in the points. And we go back here to 10th for the man in 5th in your standings. The 78, Brian Pishimi. Had a good season so far. Lost 1 spot to Chad White last week. 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s on the season for the 78. Thomas Ogle, Ross Tatum, Logan Festischen, Gavin Salyer, Zach Kreitz round out your top 10 in the standings right now. Driver with the most incidents, it's actually a tie. We've got a tie for most incidents, and that's between the 77 of Larry Griffin and the 37 of Bryce Barfield. That's been your standings recap for the night. Lap 60 of 100 is underway, and Jason Gratton continues to lead the way, although I will say that lead is certainly shrinking. Kyle McCoy got the lead down to now under 0.3 of a second. If we pull up our pit stop board here, you can see McCoy is on 4-lap fresher tires. He's only got 23 laps on his tires compared to Jason Gratton, who has 27. And you see Pashimi is the man that stayed out the longest. He's only got 18 laps on his tires. He's making spots back up. Right now, he's back there in 8th, though. He's got a fair amount of ground to make up. Battle for the lead getting ready to commence. Keep your eyes peeled. Because Kyle McCoy's got the speed, and he's looking down to the bottom lane. He's going to take the lead over like it is nothing. Gets by the 46 of Jason Gratton with no issue. Gratton back to second now. Dylan Grimm currently running top 3. He's back there in third. Good night for the 23 of Grimm. Would say he's had a bit of a slow start to his season, you know, to his standards. Grimm usually one of your top contenders here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And folks, he's missed 2 races, but nonetheless, he's all the way back in 26th right now in the standings. So he's got some work to do as far as the points go, and this is a good start. Connor Gerard in the chat, this race has been a lot calmer than yesterday's race, which is definitely a surprise. Well, I'm half surprised, and I'm also not all that surprised because, well, if you think about it, right, last week was the first race of the season for the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. You got a lot of new faces, new names. So it wasn't cut and dry. You know, it's not like here in this league, we're in week 8. So everybody knows everybody at this point. They're familiar with how everybody races, and Stars and Stripes, you know, just historically has always been a very, very clean league in comparison to a lot of them. The 34 Logan Festchishin brings his car down pit road for the last stop of the night. Several people following him. Doug Pierce, William Duff come down pit lane, but Doug Pierce with a black flag. Doug Pierce may have sped down pit lane. Let me know what y'all think of the addition in the bottom left. You'll see it pop up once these pit stops start to happen. Just another thing to kind of let you know what's happening if we happen to not catch it on camera. It can give you a little bit of an update on what's happening elsewhere in the race. Like I'm going to update you right now. Griffin Sawyer in the 2. He has got his hands full back here. They're going to be 3 wide potentially. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, and they get in the wall. That was Will Bustler there in front of Griffin Sawyer. Looked like Griffin tried to give him a push down the backstretch, and it all went wrong. It doesn't look like either car is too damaged. But boy, that could have been a bad mistake. Dylan Grimm, Trey Jackson make their way down pit lane. Brian Pashimi, Will Bustler battle it out. Pashimi going to take that spot over. Pashimi, as we know, biggest mover on the night for sure. You can see here on your screen, started back in 27th. Just so you know, we only had 28 people start this race, so basically dead last. He's found his way in the top 5. Kyle McCoy, though, here in the 7. He started back in 10th and has found his way to first. He continues to... Oh, and we've got a caution. What has happened here? I don't see any... Oh, no, there's definitely somebody that is in trouble. Who was that? Let's see here, folks. That is Ben Shepard in the 69. He's got damage to the front end of his Chevrolet. Folks, let's go back and take a look at what happened to the first caution of the night here. Ben Shepard has crashed. Oh no, and just gets into the 35 of Blake Hutchinson. And there's damage on the 69 and the 35. Those were the two that got into each other literally earlier. I'm 90% sure it was Ben Shepherd that didn't lift for Blake earlier, and now Ben quarter panels the 35 out of the corner. Golly. He might not have expected the 35 to be as slow as he was out of the corner, but I mean, come on. Let's go back and ride on board with the 35 of Ben, or the 69 of Ben Shepherd for this one. And it's official, first caution of the night. 69 laps in. The dogs are barking, they're excited. The wife just got home. But we are gonna watch some pit stops here. And folks, well, we'll be right back with you. We're gonna take a quick break, go HMS TV side by side. Don't go anywhere. Restart number 1 coming up soon.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, back with you here once again from Auto Club, the Golden State 200 for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. I'm Jesse Becker on the call with you here. 71 laps are in the books, and Jason Gratton and Kyle McCoy are going to lead the way here to green. Super excited to see how this one's going to turn out. McCoy has shown that he has the long run speed. Gratton has shown that he can definitely be quick. Brian Pashimi there behind them's had to fight and claw his way through this field. And don't look now, but Chad White's found his way up into the second row as well on the bottom. Pace car lights are out. He's about to take the hard left turn. The fans going to get on their feet, off their seats. Restart number 1 is coming your way as they head towards the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag flies. One more time here from Auto Club. Kyle McCoy with a great jump on the outside. And folks, we're gonna crank it up old school style. We appreciate all our loyal HMS TV cameramen that put their lives on the line to bring us those beautiful camera shots as the battle for the lead is between Kyle McCoy and Brian Pashimi. Pashimi fighting for the lead for the first time tonight. As we've mentioned several times, it's been a comeback story for the 78. Started almost dead last, and now he finds himself battling for first. As we watch these two duke it out, we've got three wide racing farther back. Kyle Bowling rather, Gavin Sawyer, Josh Gratton, Bryce Barfield, Zach Kreitz, all right here under a blanket. They've got to be driving careful right now. All it'll take is one little mistake and you're wiping out several cars here after this restart. And surprised, to be honest with you, surprised there hasn't been some sort of wreck already yet, because what tends to happen is they're almost 4 wide here. It's only going to be 3 wide though. What tends to happen when you get those long green flag runs like we got, it can kind of lull some people to sleep sometimes, and they forget what it's like to be driving in traffic around other cars. You kind of got to remember, oh, I can't just dilly-dally around and just drive it however I want to, because I've got someone to the outside of me now. 53 folks tuned in, 25 to go here tonight from Auto Club. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Hit the subscribe button. Here at HMS TV, we've noticed that we've had quite an uptick in viewers watching from their televisions. If you are one of those individuals, just do us a favor, just whip your phone out real quick. Pretty much everybody's got a smartphone. If you just go to YouTube, you can search Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Will pop up. Just go to the stream on your phone real quick. Just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, then you can just close your phone. Go back to watching on your TV just like you were. It'll absolutely help us out. I mean, look at this battle we've got going on for, what is it? TJ Cramp. We got a battle for 9th. We got a battle for 7th right in front of them. There's a battle for 5th, battle for 3rd. Actually, folks, this is a battle for 2nd. Kyle McCoy, he's gaining a bit of a lead, but Scott Rickard now is out of nowhere. Found his way towards the front to try to fight this one out. Kind of take it easy at the start of this race. No more, says Scott Rickard. He's going to try to make his way forward. Brian Pashimi getting a little bit of a shove from the 46 of Jason Gratton on the top lane. We know Gratton's been fast all night. Will Bustler has made his way into the top 5. Look at Tom Ogle making a move to the bottom. These guys are dicing it up, and oh no, the Ross Tatum almost gets turned by Griffin Sawyer. They keep it straight. What a save. Ross Tatum just had to wheel that thing. The two, Griffin Sawyer just got into his quarter panel a little bit, and he somehow kept it straight. That was almost bad. We saw that one live, folks. I thought we were about to be calling a wreck for sure. I don't know how they kept it straight. 24, Brian Lynch, as you can see on the bottom left, he's hit pit lane for some reason. 24 has not had a strong night. He was already back there towards the back. Battle for 4th, Will Bustler, Scott Rickard duking it out. Got another battle farther back. I mean, golly, look at this. You got about 9 cars here just duking it out. 3 wide action happening. That's Griffin Sawyer, Chad White, TJ Crampton duking it out. Chad White in the middle lane going to have the momentum out of those guys. Leads the way into turn 1. Sets his sights on the 18 of Gavin Sawyer, who's honestly up 16 spots tonight. You take a look at the hard chargers. Of course, Brian Pachimi's up 25, but you have names like Gavin Sawyer, Josh Gratton. They've made their moves up 16, making their way forward for sure. Give me just 1 second, folks. My apologies, folks. Back with you here. Just had to handle something really quick. 55 people tuned in to this action here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Thanks to everybody for showing up here tonight. We got 20 to go, 19 when they cross the stripe. And I can't really tell you what's going to happen next. Is Kyle McCoy going to check out and just leave the field behind, or is somebody going to find their way up there to challenge him? I know Brian Pashimi, Jason Gratton, Scott Rickard, Will Bustler, they're all going to give it their best shot. That's for sure. We'll just see if they can actually get it done. You see Griffin Salyer, Bryce Barfield dooring each other a little bit down the back stretch. Those two dueling for position a little bit. Take a look. Right side of your screen over the last 5 laps. Who's been the fastest? That's actually going to be the 21 machine, Ross Tatum. He's been quickest over the last 5 laps. As they update across the line, Brian Pashimi actually going to take those honors, the man that's in second. That's bad news for Kyle McCoy. Brian Pashimi, Jason Gratton, Scott Rickard, all right here duking it out. As far as drivers out of this race, Doug Pierce has potentially called it quits in the 39. He's listed as out of this race. Blake Hutchinson, he's in pit lane right now. Fixing damage likely. Don't know if we'll see the 35 make it back out on the track or not. Three wide action here. Chad White on the top. Gavin Salyer in the middle. TJ Crampton all the way on the bottom. Chad White gonna get that pass done, or I don't know if he was under threat of getting past. Looks like he did pass both. Well, they've just been dueling each other for the last lap or so, to be completely honest with you. Chad White got the advantage right now. Currently running in 8th, started in 7th, so not a real big change for Chad. I mean, he was up near the front at points. He slipped farther back like now. But it's been a pretty good night overall for the 36 of Chad White. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, 4th in your points right now. I'm sure he couldn't ask for much better of a start of the season. But it looks like this battle for the lead has the potential to start heating up here. Place your bets, folks. 16 to go. Let me know in the chat who you think's going to take this one home. Is it going to be the 7 of Kyle McCoy? Is he saving up his stuff right now, waiting for the challenge? Is he gonna have enough to hold these guys off? Is it going to be the 78 of Brian Pashimi? Almost a last to first challenge for the 78, up 25 spots tonight. Is it going to be him? You've got Jason Gratton there in the 46, the man of mystery, the sponsorless ride, sitting in 3rd. He's had the lead for a fair amount tonight. And of course, sitting there in 4th, you got the GOAT, Scott Rickard. He is right here in this battle as well. Bit of a gap back to 5th. That's going to be Will Bustler and Ross Tatum duking it out for the 5th spot right now. But there's still plenty of time for those guys to catch up, as they're side by side for the lead. Brian Pashimi takes it for now, but Kyle McCoy takes it right back. As we pull up a more detailed relative for you here, less than a 1/10 of a second is the gap. It does start to grow here in turn 3. Brian Pashimi on a bit of a higher line. He's going to have a bit more speed coming out of the corner. Connor says it best in the chat, it's anybody's race between the top 4. I completely agree. We're not going to know how this one's going to end until it's over. Brian Pashima to the inside line again, not going to be able to get up next to the 7 this time. McCoy holds the lead. As far as manufacturers go, Chevys lead the way on average. Of course, your top 4, your top 5 actually are all Chevrolets right now. 4 Toyotas in the field with an average of 17.5. Will Bustler, the best Toyota, sitting in 6th. And the best Ford is Chad White back there in 9th. Average of 21.5. Not a good night for your Fords. I gotta tell you, Stars and Stripes is starting to look like the real-life Xfinity series. Nothing but Chevrolets. Not that I can say a whole lot. I'm driving a Chevrolet in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series for the first time in my life. I've not bought a Chevrolet stock car outside of the Gen 4 Cup car. But I finally bit the bullet. I've driven the Mustang. I've driven the Camry. I finally bit the bullet and bought the next-gen Chevy. I'm not going to call it a Camaro because they don't call it a Camaro anymore. But finally bought that. That's what I'm running this season. Oh, Larry Griffin III just went off track. Gets it back straight. Let's go ahead and take a look at what could have happened here. Let's go take a look at Larry Griffin. Oh, shoot. There was more to that than I thought. We're going to have to go up to the blimp cam, the HMS TV blimp cam, and take another look here. Oh, boy. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but the 77 to Larry Griffin just smoked the 34 Logan Fastician. Holy smokes. And we've got a battle for the lead again, as we got 10 to go here at Auto Club. Logan Fastician hits pit road, unfortunately. Sure, he's got some damage to repair. But yes, we got a 4-car battle for this lead. 5th is 2 seconds back with 10 to go. It's going to take a miracle for them to catch back up. But any of these 4 drivers is going to have a shot at this thing here tonight. McCoy looks to the inside of Pashimi. Heading down into turn 1, McCoy takes the lead back over. 7 different leaders here tonight. McCoy in the 7 has led the most. Jason Gratton there in 3rd with 18. Griffin Salyer, he's out of the picture now with 14. Ross Tatum as well, 13. The man in the 78, Brian Pashimi, with 4 laps led so far. He's looking to add to that total. Scott Rickard, the GOAT, with 1, as well as Zach Kreitz. Scott Rickard could be sneaky here. He could be saving his tires up to make one last mad dash at it. Kyle McCoy does continue to lead the way. He looks to the top lane. Protecting the top. They're going to go 3 wide for your race lead. Brian Pashimi in the middle. Jason Gratton on the bottom. This has turned into a real battle here. Kyle McCoy holds onto the spot. But for how long? These 3 guys are hungry. McCoy with the most wins on the season so far. These guys looking to change that, trying to take one for themselves. McCoy and Pashimi battle across the stripe. McCoy gets into the wall. The 78 gets a little sideways. Jason Gratton gets around. Does he save it? Jason Gratton mowing the grass. Oh, and he catches the inside wall. Look out, he's going back on the track. Caution surely going to fly. No yellow. Wow, I don't know how the caution doesn't fly there. Jason Gratton officially has lost his chance to win this race, and Brian Pashimi with a heck of a lead, up to 0.3 of a second almost. Wow. How can it get any more intense than that? We're going to find out as we've got 7 laps to go. Can Pashimi run away? Kyle McCoy throws a block on Scott Rickard. Scott to the apron to get by the 7 of McCoy. If these two battle between themselves too long, Brian Pashimi is going to be able to check out and run away with this thing. Scott Rickard, though, to the bottom, going to make the pass for second. McCoy looks like he might have some momentum, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to fight back. He looks down to the bottom. He's going to give it a shot. McCoy still thinks he can win this race. He dives it down low on the 05 of Rickard, who's going to have momentum coming out of the corner. One more time, they go side by side. Brian Pashimi is loving seeing this in his mirror. The more they do this, the more he is able to build a lead. Brian Pashimi winless on the season. Looking to get win number 1 here in season number 12. JT Tinker on to pit lane. Connor says it best. 78's the dark horse. He definitely came out of nowhere. Five laps to go. McCoy and Rickard continue to fight it out. It's almost like they're imagining they're fighting for the lead here in second. You guys aren't careful. They're going to let Brian Pashimi run away with this thing. 4 laps to go. The lead's up now to 7/10 of a second. If they don't get it figured out who's going to take the second spot, this thing might be over already. McCoy and Rickard continue to scrap it out. TJ Crampton in the 03, he's kind of starting to sneak up into this picture. He's not all that far behind Rickard and McCoy. It might be too little too late, though, with 4 laps to go. Connor noticed at just about the same time I did that the 03 was making up ground as McCoy and Rickard side by side across the stripe once again. 3 laps to go now. Brian Pashimi's lead almost to 0.8 of a second now. He is running away from these two behind him who continue to duke it out side by side. Neither driver willing to give an inch. There's a chance that they're giving up the lead. Oh, caution is out. Chad White in the 36, the 1 of Will Bustler involved. And folks, this changes everything. Oh my. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Chad White to bring out the second caution of the night right as we were getting ready to take the white flag. The 1 and the 36 just side by side down the backstretch, and it looked like it could have just been an attempt at a side draft gone wrong. The 1 hard into the wall. Chad White, honestly, not much damage on the 36. Let's take another look from another camera angle. Yeah, it looked like it could have just, it was way too close than it needed to be, honestly. Could have been a bit of a net code involved. But, folks, Brian Pashimi is absolutely fuming right now. He had this race signed, sealed, and delivered. Looking for win number 1 in season 12. All he had was probably 6 more corners. And now we get to re-rack them and see who has done the best tire saving. Do we have pit road takers here? Green, white, checkered. Most of your field comes down. The first one's going to brave it. It's going to be Bryce Barfield. Takes the chance here and is going to take the lead over Sam Siegel in the 81. Going to do the same thing. Everybody else, it's pit lane. I'm sure the strategy calls will be all over the place. I know that 2 tires worked well. Scott Rickard struggled getting into his box. That's going to be huge. He's going to lose some time. What's it going to be? Who's going to lead the way off of pit lane? It's going to be the 03 at TJ Crampton. 2-tire stop for the 03. And he is going to be your first driver with fresher stuff. Heading towards what could be the final restart of the night. I gotta be completely honest, I always forget. One green-white checkered attempt in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. So, folks, this is it here. If they can't get it settled here, there is no second overtime. TJ Crampton with 2 tires. We take a look here at the pit stop stats. Bryce Barfield, Sam Siegel, brave men staying out on 30-lap old tires. TJ Crampton, Ross Tatum, Trey Jackson on 2 tires. Your first car with 4 fresh tires is going to be Scott Rickard. Brian Pashimi, Kyle McCoy, Tom Ogle, Gavin Salyer round out your top 10, all on 4 fresh tires. Admins reiterating that there is no 3 wide until the backstretch here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. So keep an eye out for that during this final restart. Pace car lights are off. No 3 wide till the backstretch is going to be honestly interesting with these 2 cars in the front being on old tires. This is going to get insane. I hope y'all are ready. I hope you're strapped in. Hope you got your popcorn. And you're ready to watch the finish to this race because, folks, I got to be honest, there's going to be fireworks. I don't know. It's one of those things. I know for sure there's going to be fireworks. I don't know if they're going to be the little lame ones you can buy at the grocery store, or if they're going to be the ones that cause the car alarms to go off. But there's going to be some sort of fireworks here when this thing goes back green. Pace car is in. Field is set. Fans are, as Blake says, on their feet, off their seats, into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag is out in the 81. Spins his tires and they're junking it. Oh my gosh. Bryce Barfield gonna be your race winner after Sam Siegel spins the tires and junks half of the field. TJ Crampton, I think, is gonna be your second place finisher. Chad White currently in third. We'll see if that sticks. But folks, there's no re-racking them up. That's gonna be it. The race is over. We will keep an eye on the results just to be sure. We'll give it time to settle out. But let's take another look. We'll slow it down here. The 81 of Sam Siegel. Starting on your inside lane. Green flag flies. 37 of Barfield gets loose, but he saves it. The 81 just smacks into the 21 of Ross Tatum. And it's chaos from there. Pashimi involved, Jackson, McCoy, Ogle, Gavin Salyer, Jason Gratton, Josh Gratton, Griffin Salyer, all junking it. Look at this. It's a parking lot at Auto Club, and it's one of the widest tracks on the circuit. Or formerly on the circuit, at least. Good Lord. We take another look at it from a closer view. We'll go full speed, honestly. I will safely say that Bryce Barfield and TJ Crampton made it through. And it looks like the scoring at the moment, as we go back live, it looks like Trey Jackson is going to line up in third. We're going to make sure the results are official. Give me a moment. Results are official. Bryce Barfield takes the win. TJ Crampton second. Trey Jackson gets the podium spot after the madness that was that final restart. Here's the list of drivers that officially crashed according to our scoring. Sam Siegel, Ross Tatum, Scott Rickard, Ryan Lynch, Brian Lynch, Ben Shepard, Ryan Lynch again, Zach Kreitz, and Josh Gratton. Can't forget Sam Siegel technically 3 more times, as well as Chad White. But we get to watch Bryce Barfield burn it down, take win number 1 on the season here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. I believe that's win number 1 in his Stars and Stripes Racing Series career. Just going to double check to be 100% sure. And that is correct. That's Bryce's first win here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. So congratulations to him. Blake in the chat says HMS TV win. They junked 3 of us, couldn't get the last. Yeah, it seems like Bryce did what he needed to do there at the end, staying out. See, he must have knew that there was only one green-white checkered and that some tomfoolery was going to happen on that last restart, because that's the only way I would ever consider staying out there at the end like he did. But hey, it paid off. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some interviews lined up for you here. See if we've got Trey Jackson here in the 5. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say on the night.
Getting your lap back.
Hey Trey, this is Jesse here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I hear you, man. Where were you when that restart happened? You come home third out of all that chaos at the end, and you had a kind of quiet race, but here you are on the podium. Go ahead and walk us through that race for you.
Yeah, I was starting in 7th there on that last restart.
Oh my God.
and ended up in 3rd. But yeah, I was actually had a really good night. I was running in 3rd or 4th whenever I pitted there for the final time. And the caution came out while I was on pit road, so it put me a lap down. So I'd only worked my way back up to like 14th, and then so I actually took 2 tires on that last pit stop there to gain some position, and then yeah, all hell broke loose there, and whatever that was.
Yeah, I think 2 tires would have definitely been a good move if we had stayed green, but of course we don't. The tires get spun at the very front of the field. Is there any regrets? Do you wish that you would have just had the bright idea to just stay out like Bryce did, and maybe you would have found a win here?
Well, that was actually my plan, but he was ahead of me. I seen him stay out. Him and maybe one other stay out. So if I wasn't going to be the leader, I didn't want to stay out. I wanted to have at least 2 tires, because. But yeah, that was my plan. Is if everybody pitted, I was going to stay out and see what happened. But anyhow, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is indeed. Let's look at the standings here for Mr. Trey Jackson. That's going to be your first top 5 on the season, so that's got to feel pretty good.
I ran in the top. I was running in the top 5 before I got caught a lap down with that caution. So yeah, I probably wasn't quite a third place car, but I felt like I was 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere along in there. So so I actually was running pretty well before I got trapped a lap down. So I'll take it.
All right. Well, congrats on the podium. If you got any shout outs for any of the folks at home watching, go ahead and let them rip, man.
No, just appreciate Nate and Brian, all them guys that put in the work to put this league on. Thank y'all guys for broadcasting, and appreciate all the guys for showing up. Enjoyed it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me here for your congratulations on your podium. Trey Jackson, good job finishing third, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Trey Jackson there. It's popping up on the bottom right of the screen saying Bryce Barfield's disqualified. I don't know what that's about. Might have been celebrating too hard. Hopefully that wasn't an actual move by the race control. But somebody's going to have to come in here and update me if that's the case, because I don't see why Bryce would be disqualified at all. Let's see if TJ Crampton, he is in the waiting room. I didn't realize there's a whole other broadcasting room down here. Let's go ahead and talk to TJ Crampton, see what he thought about his race tonight. Hey TJ, it's Jesse up in the booth. You hear me?
Gotcha.
Man, you bring home second after that chaos that happens on that last restart. You had a pretty good night overall before that, and you were the hard charger of the race, up 21 spots. But I mean, talk us through your race. Talk us through that last restart. Like, what in the world?
Yeah, I mean, this is the last race of the 4-race no qualifying rules, so had to start the back again, and those long runs really helped just save my stuff and work my way through the field. And ultimately, I didn't really want that last caution, but I was catching McCoy and Scott really fast. They were fighting the heck out of each other. And when that caution happened, we were all like wondering, what do we do? What do we do? And a lot of my team went with 4 tires, and I just went with 2, just because I knew track position is really key. And with only being a green-white checkered, I knew something was going to happen. And sure enough, it did. And luckily, it was able to avoid the wheel spin in front of me and the calamity behind me.
Yeah, I mean, that last restart was absolutely crazy. I almost feel pretty bad for Brian Pashimi. He had this race pretty much won, signed, sealed, and delivered, because Scott and Kyle were throwing haymakers at each other for second for probably five laps, if not longer. And then the caution flies, and, well, Brian Pashimi, he ends up way back there, somewhere outside of 10th. He ended up 17th. So, I mean, where did you restart for that last restart to find your way into second?
Well, I restarted in third, and luckily the one who caused it all was right in front of me, so it was very easy to just swerve low and avoid it all. So kind of had it given to me, but it sucks that Brian and all of my team at Bronze Horse Garage got involved in that. It was all of us were running really well up until that. So just take the positives and move on to next week.
Well, this is your 4th start, and it's going to be your second top 5, so congratulations for that. And second's got to feel pretty darn good, man. If you got any shout-outs for the folks at home watching, just go ahead and let them rip, man.
I want to thank Scott at Bronze Horse Garage, James at Team Watson Racing Setups, Redline Oil, Extreme Mufflers, and everyone here in the league, and you for broadcasting.
All right, I do appreciate it. Congratulations once more on your second place finish, TJ Crampton.
Thank you.
And we've got one more name to talk about. I'm going to ask him if there's anything to do with that random DQ thing we saw, and what his thoughts are on this final restart. Let's go ahead and talk to him and congratulate him. Bryce, it's Jesse in the booth. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, win number 1 in your Stars and Stripes career comes off one of the boldest strategy calls I've ever seen. and it worked out perfectly. Go ahead and just talk me through your race and talk me through your thoughts heading into that last restart, man.
Well, the strategy at the end was made easy because I was out of tires.
That would make that a little bit easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I had nothing left. I was just hoping they wrecked behind me. At the beginning of the race, Quick pitted a little bit and tried to play a different strategy, and then a caution flew at a bad time, stuck me in the back, and I was kind of screwed at that point. And then when that caution came out at the end, I thought I was even more screwed, and then I saw one more car stayed out and just hope he lost it on the restart, and I ended up with the win with only one green, white checkered.
Yeah. As soon as it was kind of the situation just kind of unfolded in front of me, and I'm thinking, well, you got two guys on 30-lap old tires in the front of the field, one green, white checkered, and a rule that states you can't go 3 wide before the backstretch. I was like, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, it worked out about as well for me as it could. That's stealing one right there. But it was a fun race all night. I'm just glad it worked out in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking home your first win of season 12. Not only that, your first win in Stars and Stripes in general. I think this was your 16th start, so you come out and get your first win, first top 5 on the season even. Your season started a little rough. You were back in 19th in points, so it's got to feel pretty good to get a win here. Boost that up a little bit.
Yeah, the first few races, I felt like I couldn't catch a break. I was in an incident, had some damage in every single race, so it felt good to kind of be, run around top 10 last 2 weeks, and then somehow end up winning tonight.
Yeah, well, it worked out just about as good as it could have, I got to say, so congratulations on that, and, well, we got quite a bit of people tuned in, so if you got any shout-outs for all the fans at home, go ahead and let them rip, man.
Yeah, shout out to Peyton. I know he's watching. He hasn't raced in a while, but he called me right after the race, so I know he was watching. Shout out to Blake and you for putting all this on. Shout out to the Stars and Stripes guys for running this league.
Yeah, and one more time, congrats on your first Stars and Stripes win, Bryce Barfield.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League here tonight. Congratulations one more time to Bryce Barfield. The strategy wasn't intentional, but it definitely worked out in his favor. Of course, Kyle McCoy led the most laps here tonight. Ends up finished in 22nd. So that's got to be pretty tough. Zach Kreit's fastest lap. 16 different green flag lead changes. 8 different leaders. It was a barn burner of a race from Auto Club. I'll look into the random DQ. Don't believe that it impacted the finish of this race. If that is the case, we'll update you on that once we get some knowledge. So we will go ahead and sign out for the night. And of course, if I find anything out in the few minutes before we end the live, I will let you know. But as far as I know, Bryce Barfield still takes the win here at Auto Club and the Stars and Stripes Racing League. This is Jesse Becker signing out. Tune in tomorrow night. GLSR Mr. 80 Truck Series will be live.